So it's been said a bunch of times, or I've been said a bunch of times that I'm kind of happy for the amount of time I've taken to grow. Uh, Simply because of the fact that because I've had years instead of overnight success, that I've learned to better manage my craft, and I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of things. Like there's lessons that I can learn quietly that doesn't have to necessarily happen in front of a large audience. Um, so one of the things I was blessed with learning very early on is that the best way the best way to grow is grow without confrontation. Hashtag team no beef. Like I only had ever one real controversy on the platform, and I was able to squash it. Also through back channels of other people's help. But before I was able to squash it, I realized within a very relatively short time of that initial encounter that it's not worth it to have those kind of problems. Now, I've also said before that I'm not going to censor myself. I'm going to speak the way I want to speak because I'm not going to give up the freedom of things I do because I think it's a cop out and a sellout. Now, with that being said too, that also comes with a level of moderation. Like you got to know when to be smart. It's kind of the same thing. Like you're not going to go and speak to your friends and family the same way you would talk to your boss. Now, even then, of course, I'm quite candid and I don't hold back things. But the way you go about saying things isn't the way you'd go about speaking other places. The same thing, like there's way you speak in public that it's all this shit, right? Now, I have a hard line. There's a certain things I believe in that I'm not going to back down for anybody. But there are also times where I realize that it's just smarter not to speak a certain way, or say or react a certain way to certain situations. So there's a bodybuilding channel that I used to watch a lot back in the day. Now I don't watch so much anymore, but I'm still subscribed and still peep what's going on every once in a while. But I think the channel is Nick Strength and Power. Now I think that one of the time that I came across it was maybe like in the 60,000 range. Um, I don't know exactly where he's at right now. I think maybe a million. But it's significantly higher than what I first thought. And I remember one of his videos a long time ago. He was talking about how he was beefing with a bodybuilder. A guy was talking shit about him and whatnot. He's like, you just kind of got to be careful what you say because you don't know when that kid that you're talking shit to is going to grow up to have 100,000 followers or some shit like that. And it's true. And and that of course that wasn't what directly led to me thinking that. It's just I'm smart enough to realize that this is the problem. Why would you beef with somebody needlessly when you don't know where you are going to turn up or where that person's going to turn up. And you never know when something that you said winds up shutting doors for you because you wind up getting, people wind up having a bad preconceived opinion of you based off of what a mutual friend knows. And now, while there's not a lot of us out there like me and Christian who are willing to try and promote other people, but at the same time too, if they don't have a bad opinion of you, I would say that it's pretty, the least you can have it. It's better to have somebody have a neutral opinion of you over somebody being like, oh yeah, that guy's an asshole when I dealt with him or whatnot. So that's why even me going through people's videos, like when I go through videos and whatnot, it's I don't really say shit. If I don't agree with what's being said in the video, I just click away. I don't really say anything negative. The only time I leave comments is when I'm saying something positive because it's I thought that the video was great for whatever reason. So every once in a while you'll run across people who are very very clearly clout chasing. And I fucking hate clout chasers, man. That shit's annoying. When somebody comes on your shit and they leave a comment and you could tell the way they worded the comment that it's a fucking flex. Like my channel is 10,000 plus subscribers, right? So obviously it's big enough to be firmly established on YouTube, but not so big where you don't think that you can't get through the people when you say something. So you come on there and you flex. So of course now what I've been doing for the last couple of years is anytime I have somebody that follows me or whatever, or if they're common enough where like in a situation like this, I'm gonna do my digging. I'm gonna click on who the fuck your username and see who you are. In this case, it was recently fresh and annoying. It's a grand total of 3 subscribers. So, in other words, out of all the social media platforms, like to be big on, YouTube is by far the most important because it guarantees the biggest range. So you are, this hypothetical or this person is essentially a nobody, and you're coming to flex on my shit. And if you had watched the entire video before you're doing the flex, you would have seen or you would have heard, something that would have been helpful in your conversation, like coming forward. So there's a little bit of back and forth, and I made sure that I'm not being antagonistic. I'm not cursing or anything like that. And I wasn't even upset. I was just like, hey, look, this is what you're saying, and this is what I'm saying, and you could kind of see that the flexing escalated. Names are being thrown out there, all this shit. And I'm at this point, I'm thinking like, wow, okay, you're coming off as kind of funny because obviously you don't really know who I am, and you don't know how well connected I am to the person you're flexing with. Like the mutual friend is in fact a mutual friend, and now you're using that person's name to try and flex, and it kind of makes me wonder, like, how would this person feel about you doing what you're doing right now? And that's also how I would conduct myself. Like, how would this person that I'm cool with feel about me doing what I'm doing right now? And I don't want to bring any kind of bad name or bad thing to anybody that affiliates themselves with me, even if it's a loose affiliation. So I'm going to calm the fuck down. I'm not going to say anything stupid like that. Now, normal old version of me would have just went in right away and started talking shit. And I could, of course, easily go and pull screenshots and all this shit of conversations I've had. But I just let it be. Like, just, block the user from channel and carry on. But the whole point of the story is that if you're trying to grow in social media, growing off it's kind of like it's like to be campy with the dark side versus the light side. Luke's like, is the dark side more powerful? No, it's faster, but not more powerful. It's faster and it also takes a greater toll on you. So if you are using negative things, or if you're trying to do shit like that as a flex, could you get a short-term surge from it? Yes. But on the long term, people are going to remember your attitude, and eventually it's going to turn against you. It's gonna cost you more in the long run than it does in the short run. There's a guy that also another guy, I'm not going to invoke his name, that I'm not going to get a flex on, who was out there and commenting on everybody's shit and always trying to down talk people, and even trying to down talk some of the bigger guys in the industry, some of the guys that I look up to. And that shit that he's done has got him a little bit of a following. He's got a decent amount of following. He's not completely a nobody, but if you talk to everybody else in the community that talk about this guy or know this guy, they all say the same shit. He's a fucking idiot and he's an asshole. And also, he doesn't know really what he's talking about. I know because that same person asked me for help on some shit. And normally, I wouldn't use that as a way to put somebody down. But somebody who talks as much shit as you do, you should probably know the things you're talking about. It's just a little bit of story time I figured out out there. Try not to have beef with people. You don't know when the person you're talking shit to is going to blow up. You don't know if that person you're talking to could eventually help you with something. All these different things. Do not have a target on your back for negative reasons. Be the guy that people talk to like, oh yeah, that guy's cool. Or oh yeah, he's all right. Or at least neutral at the very least. Don't be the guy that is remembered as that fucking dude who was talking shit on my thing later. Or that dude that I saw talking shit to a friend earlier. Because preconceptions are very big and people have them. We all have them. We all have those prejudices like that. And if we have somebody that we know that we're close to that says that person's an asshole for an X reason, chances are that's where they're going to lean. All right, guys. So that's just that. I just thought I'd throw it out there. Yeah. Peace. Thanks for watching.